Welcome back. This part of Module 3 explores the hidden benefits of the strategies we use to manage imposter syndrome. We'll take a closer and more generous look at the ways your imposter syndrome coping strategies have actually been serving you. These strategies may seem like obstacles now, but they once gave us something valuable and often still do. This part isn't about blame and shame. It's all about clarity. By the end of this session, you'll be able to reframe your imposter habits as creative, intelligent adaptations to a biased world. Identify the short-term emotional or social benefits you may be gaining from staying small or overworking. Acknowledge the protective purpose of people-pleasing, perfectionism, or staying invisible. Begin to separate your true values from old, inherited rules about worth, work, and womanhood. Recognize how these same strengths can be rechanneled into bold, authentic leadership without the self-erasure. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Not all coping is bad coping. Strategies are, in fact, deeply resourceful. If you've survived difficult environments, demanding roles, or systems not designed for you, your strategies have kept you going. So in this part, we are not rushing to let go of your imposter strategies. We are here to recognize and honor what they've given you. Naturally, there are more strategies than those listed here, and we've added a more comprehensive list in the Module 3 PDF. In this example, you can see that the strategy of over-preparation may have given you the immediate benefits of high-quality outcomes and trust from others at the potential long-term cost of burnout. And resentment. The strategy of self-minimization may have given you the immediate benefits of avoiding envy or backlash at the potential long-term cost of not being seen as having contributed. The strategy of a reluctance to self-promote may have given you the immediate benefits of safety from scrutiny at the potential long-term cost of missed opportunities. The strategy of masking neurodivergent traits may have given you the immediate benefits of social acceptance at the potential long-term cost of exhaustion or disconnection. The strategy of a reluctance to delegate may have given you the immediate benefits of control or consistency at the potential long-term cost of leadership bottlenecks. In the short term, each of these strategies makes sense. They helped you get the job done, fit in, avoid conflict, and feel safe. They have likely helped you rise through the ranks and maintain a professional image, particularly in environments that favor conformity over creativity and perfection over progress. Let's return to Claire, who we met in the previous video, and a reflection on how coping strategies helped her to succeed. Early in her career, Claire's perfectionism meant her presentations were flawless. She was known for thinking of every scenario, every risk. Her imposter voice told her she needed to cover every base or look stupid. And she did. She got praise, responsibility, promotions. Her strategy: control through overwork. Her benefit: professional success. But by the time she returned from maternity leave, Claire found her old strategy was no longer sustainable. The hours weren't available. The mental energy wasn't there. And the rewards, they were starting to fade. That's the catch. What got you here may not get you there. Understand that every benefit comes with a trade-off. Perfectionism costs energy. People-pleasing costs authenticity. Silence costs influence. Masking costs connection. So let's be curious, not angry, not ashamed. Ask yourself, what did I gain from this behavior? What did it cost me? Do I still want to pay that price? When we are moving from survival to strategy, the goal isn't to shame the imposter, it's to make her optional. When you know what benefit she's bringing, you can choose whether you want that benefit and at what cost. This is a key step in professional maturity. Not just reflexively reacting, but strategically deciding. I used to overwork because I was afraid of being judged. Now I overdeliver when it aligns with my values, not my fears. That's not rejection. That's reclamation. Here are some practical workplace reflections. Melissa is head of a department. Her go-to strategy was to say yes to everything. The benefit she received was that she was seen as committed, dependable, and a team player. The hidden cost to her was that there was no time for strategic thinking or self-care. Eventually, she suffered from burnout. The shift she made was to block time weekly for deep work, then now she only says yes to aligned tasks. Amara is a policy analyst. Her strategy was to triple-check every output. The benefit was that she avoided criticism and built trust with management. The cost she paid was in slower delivery and heightened anxiety. She was able to make a shift by creating a checklist system which allows for peer review. Louise works as a consultant, and the strategy she used was to always speak last in meetings. She benefited by avoiding confrontation since she used the extra time to read the room to adjust what she was going to say. Unfortunately, the price she paid is that others who spoke up earlier in the meeting got credit for ideas that she had also been going to share. Now she's shifted to preparing at least one point in advance that she'll raise early. Each of these women are keeping the wisdom of their strategies, but on their terms. Let's do a small self-awareness audit to ask yourself, why do I still use this? Pause the video and take a moment to reflect on one strategy you're aware that you use. Make a note of what it is and also the benefit you derive from it. Consider the cost you've paid for using that strategy, write a few words about that, and also add whether you still want to keep using that strategy or to change. If you can think of others on the spot, take time to write those down and then restart the video. To rewire your internal narrative each time you notice yourself using an old strategy, pause and ask, what am I afraid of? What am I hoping to gain? What's another way I could meet that need? The goal isn't to become someone different, it's to become more you, more aligned, more intentional. Here are some additional case studies and reflections to deepen your insight. They are extended workplace-based examples featuring women in mid to upper management roles. Each case shows how a coping strategy created professional safety and where it may now be due for an upgrade. Zoe is a senior marketing executive who micromanages every element of campaign planning. From copywriting to visual design, she rarely lets her team fully take ownership. The benefit is a cohesive brand identity and last-minute opportunities to spot errors. But the cost for her is team stagnation and creative burnout, and she also feels the same way. Her new frame: weekly team sprints with peer-led reviews. She still provides oversight, but no longer blocks her team's autonomy. Thandi, a change management specialist. Thandi avoids pushing for promotions because she doesn't feel she's quite ready yet. Her benefit: she sidesteps the possibility of rejection or public failure. But after 5 years without advancing her career, her confidence is quietly eroding. Her reframe: a visibility project showcasing outcomes she's already led, reframing readiness as already proven. Liane, a finance director. Liane triple checks all budgets and rarely asks for input until she's completed a perfect draft. Her benefit: fewer errors and a reputation for reliability. But her cost: isolation and late-night work. She now experiments with early-stage team collaboration, letting others help her find blind spots and building trust by sharing incomplete drafts. Nadine is operations lead for government compliance. Nadine consistently double-checks legal protocols and internal approvals before rolling out even minor changes. Her benefit: her projects are almost never flagged for audit errors. But the cost: team innovation suffers and she's viewed as overly cautious. Her upgrade: partnering monthly with a cross-departmental task force to co-author risk-managed innovation briefs. Carla, a senior strategic advisor. Carla hesitates to speak up unless her contribution is fully rehearsed in her mind. Her benefit: she avoids embarrassment and maintains a strong image of competence. The cost: missed opportunities in real-time strategy meetings. Her reframe: using a script that begins, "This is early-stage thinking, but here's where I'm heading." Pretty, director of stakeholder engagement. Pretty over-prepares for external presentations by writing verbatim scripts and rehearsing for hours. Her benefit: polished delivery. The cost: exhaustion and lack of flexibility when things go off script. Her shift: she now uses visual frameworks and trains herself to work from story arcs rather than scripts. Trauma-layered imposter strategies. For those with complex trauma or CPTSD, the benefits are often tied to survival systems that are not logical but are emotionally encoded. Avoiding visibility equals safety, especially if childhood involved being scrutinized or punished when in the spotlight. People-pleasing equals love. If you learned early that your needs were ignored but pleasing others got you attention, this sticks. Hyper-independence equals control. Trauma survivors often equate asking for help with danger. These strategies are not flaws. They are evidence of your survival intelligence. And when seen clearly, they become the foundation of choice. Self-soothing instead of self-sabotage. Many women discover that their imposter-based strategies also serve to calm internal distress. Overworking keeps the mind occupied and away from anxiety. Striving keeps you away from old pain or memories of failure. Staying small ensures you aren't triggered by high-stakes scrutiny. To shift these strategies, we must not only change the behavior but also replace the emotional support it provided. Try this. Ask yourself, what would I need to feel safe enough to try a different approach? Workplace patterns in dialogue. Here are some reflective workplace scenarios you may recognize. Imagine yourself inside each one. Your manager calls you into a meeting unplanned. What's your first impulse over prepare on the spot? Assume you're in trouble. Freeze and go blank. A colleague gets credit for an idea you seeded. Do you shrug and let it go? Feel a pang of unfairness but say nothing. You're invited to lead a panel on a subject you know well. Do you worry you're not expert enough? Or that someone will expose a gap in your knowledge? In each case, your reaction may come from an old strategy designed to protect you. But it also may now be holding you back. What's the upgrade? For the first, I'll take a minute to jot down key talking points and show up grounded. For the second, I'll follow up and say, thanks for sharing the idea we discussed. It's great to see it resonating. For the third, I've been chosen for a reason. I'll prepare, but I don't have to know everything, just speak from experience. Anchoring benefits in your body. To support deeper somatic self-awareness, consider the following grid as a daily or weekly check-in. This table isn't diagnostic, it's invitational. You can add your own entries as you learn your body's language. Imposter coping patterns aren't just thoughts. They live in the nervous system. That's why you can't think your way out of them. You have to feel your way into safer states. Somatic cues that tell you a strategy is helping. Shoulders relax. Breath deepens. Heart rate steadies. Inner critic volume lowers. And signs a strategy is outdated. Tight jaw. Shallow breathing. Restless limbs. Shame flares. Try this experiment. Next time you use an old strategy, pause and ask your body, how did that help me? Then, what do I need now? You can keep the competence, ditch the panic. Most women fear that dropping old coping strategies will lead to chaos. But it's not about removing your guardrails, it's about replacing them with smarter scaffolding. Examples: from overfunctioning to clear role agreements, from proving yourself to showcasing outcomes, from saying yes reflexively to scheduling time to decide. You still get to be dependable, but you no longer have to earn belonging with exhaustion. Upgrading coping strategies. Claire's Toolkit. For each outdated coping strategy, there is an upgrade that preserves its original intention without burning you out. Here are 3 such upgrades. Coping strategy. Saying yes to everything. Benefit. Appears collaborative and generous. Upgrade. Thanks for asking. I'll confirm after checking capacity. Coping strategy. Redoing team members' work quietly. Benefit. Ensures high standards. Upgrade. Schedule a pre-review touch point and invite ownership. Coping strategy. Downplaying wins. Benefit. Avoids envy, aligns with humility. Upgrade. We had a great outcome. Here's what I learned leading it. Let's look at Claire again. Claire, our avatar, used to take on additional responsibilities without question. Spend hours rechecking work before submitting it. Coach junior staff informally, often at the cost of her own advancement. What's shifted? She created a clear development goal for her next promotion, then presented it to her manager. She now uses a checklist, not her inner critic, to finalize reports. She leads structured mentorships, logging her contributions as professional outcomes. Same woman. New filters. Greater agency. Closing reflection. Trust yourself enough to evolve. You're not broken. You're not behind. You've simply been doing what was required to get to this point. If you want to build the next phase of your life differently, it starts with acknowledging what served you, what sustained you, what can now be safely left behind. That's not a betrayal of your past self. It's a celebration of your future. Reflective exercise. In the Module 3 PDF or in your journal, write on the following questions. What messages did you receive about what it meant to be the good woman, the good employee, or the good daughter? How did those shape your current strategies? Do your current coping behaviors bring you more connection or more isolation? How do your strategies impact your physical health, sleep, energy, appetite? Who benefits from your current patterns? And who, including you, might benefit if you shifted them? If you could experiment with one small change this week, what would it be? What self-soothing practice can you use instead of an old pattern when you feel triggered? Finish the sentence. If I believed I didn't have to prove myself anymore, I would. Wow, that was amazing. We've covered a lot of ground and you've been incredible for sticking with the program so far, so take a break. Catch up with anything that you feel to. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll assess the true price of your pattern.